welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Civil society organizations call for the scrapping of a planned legislation to regulate their activities, insist bill is repressive. Gunmen attack farmhouse of acting chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Magu, in the Karishi area of the Federal Capital Territory, killing one policeman. Channels Television wins Television Station of the Year for a record 12th time. And 57 Muslim nations seek recognition of the State of Palestine and East Jerusalem as its occupied capital. And a quick reminder to you now that for more on our top stories and others, please visit our website, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. And log on to m.channelstv.com to watch us on your mobile device, or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. The Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You also have access to the Eyewitness feature, with which you can share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu, and then follow the instructions. So there you have it. It's good news for us here as Channels Television wins the Nigeria Media Merit Awards Television Station of the Year for the 12th time. The annual National Awards ceremony is Nigeria's biggest recognition for media excellence. Channels Television has previously won the award in the years 2000, 2001, 2003, 2004, 2008, 2010, 2011, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016 and now 2017. This year's edition of the NMMA has held at the Muson Center in Lagos, where media professionals and chief executives from the electronic and print media gathered to honor their colleagues who've performed well in the outgoing year. Now, apart from Channels Television winning the Station of the Year award for the 12th time, one of the station's presenters, Gimba Umar, also won the Presenter of the Year award. The NMMA is Nigeria's most coveted honor for excellent performance in media practice.
In June 1993, and allocated in frequency of
So congratulations once again to us here at Channels Television and the entire team as well. We move on now as a policeman has been reported killed after gunmen invaded a farmhouse belonging to the acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Mr. Ibrahim Magu. The gunman was said to have opened fire on the security personnel after storming the house located in the Kaishi area of the Federal Capital Territory, killing the police sergeant. It was gathered that this is the second of such attacks on the facility, which is coming barely 2 days after the EFCC acting chairman led public demonstrations across the country against corruption to mark the Anti-Corruption Day. Mr. Magu had at various times insisted that he would not give up in the fight, despite attempts targeted at frustrating his efforts. To legal matters where the planned arraignment of a dismissed judge of the Federal High Court, Justice Muhammad Yunusa, did not hold at the Lagos High Court in Ikeja today. Well, that's because Justice Mojisola Dada chose not to hear the case and had sent the case file back to the Chief Judge of Lagos for reassignment to another judge. No reason was given for this development. But Channels Television's judiciary correspondent Shola Shueli gathered that Justice Dada is the second judge to decline hearing the case. The first was Justice Oluwatoyin Ipaye, and despite that arraignment being stalled, Justice Yunusa was present in court but left immediately he heard that the matter would not go on. His co-defendant, Esther Abo, a member of staff of the law firm of Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Ricky Tarfa, was however absent in court. Justice Yunusa was accused by the EFCC of allegedly receiving bribes from a Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Ricky Tarfa, in 2015. He was later queried by the NJC and recommended for summary retirement in 2016. You can see there several vehicles were reportedly burnt earlier today after a tanker laden with fuel exploded in the Festac area of Lagos. Eyewitnesses say the vehicle caught fire as the tanker reversed and fell after it attempted to climb the Festac Link Bridge in Amuwo-Dofin local government area of the state. Officials of the Lagos State Fire Service are said to have arrived at the scene to control the fire. The incident caused a gridlock on the bridge and in the adjoining roads in Festac and the Amuwo-Dofin local government area of Lagos State. That's a very sad one there. Now we cross over to Abuja. Here's Ibrahim Adra. Ibrahim.
Ijoma, how are you doing today? Now, the federal government is set to revive at least 3 of the country's refineries in order to have them function maximally by 2019. The refineries are expected to produce at least 450 barrels of oil per day when they begin operation. Now, this formed part of the discussions at the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. The Council also approved funds for projects in the Niger Delta. Our correspondent, Gloria Umezoke, reports.
The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, walks in to preside over the weekly Federal Executive Council meeting. One of the issues for deliberations at the meeting is the decade-long East-West Road project, valued originally at 726 billion naira. The Minister of Niger Delta Affairs described it as messed up and a failure from the beginning, promising to investigate with a bid to straighten out the crooked areas.
The East-West Road is a project that has been messed up from inception, naturally designed to fail by all the agreements and design concepts that we have seen. And here we are making sure we put things in order so that we can see the terminal point of that project. The project started more than a decade ago, and in 24 months we have made the progress we made on that project, correcting even the construction deficits in the area. Then I think you should be able to appreciate what we are doing.
The fuel crisis in the nation's capital also prompted a firm decision by the federal government not to reduce fuel price, but instead work to fix the nation's refineries by 2019.
I've already said very categorically that there's no plan to review or increase prices. Now, if you're asking me whether are we going to reduce the price, there's also no plan to reduce prices. Our own refineries, if we complete the procurement processes, by the end of this year, they'll begin their 12 to 18 months resuscitation. And if they do that, then again, sometime in 2019, hopefully towards the end of 2019, we should have the 3 refineries being able to produce for the first time in decades within the 450,000 barrels per day or 425,000 barrels per day nameplate capacity.
Meanwhile, up to 3 billion naira has also been approved for the Korodu Lighter Terminal project. The Transport Minister pleaded with Nigerians to be patient with the rail projects as the federal government looks for more funds to complete the projects as promised. From the Presidential Villa, Gloria Umezoke, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, queues at filling stations across the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, are gradually disappearing, and NNPC officials are pledging that they would ensure that the crisis does not repeat itself. The Managing Director of the Pipelines and Product Marketing Company, PPMC, Umar Ajia, says the circumstances which led to the current scarcity are being addressed. Our correspondent Ajuri Nglale spoke to the petroleum products boss during a site inspection visit in the Federal Capital Territory.
For about a week now, faced by Nigerians buying black market fuel. I know you've seen that, and I just want to ask you, sir, what would you say to Nigerians about the origin of this problem, and what can you tell them about any potential measures to ensure that they don't have to face this kind of thing again?
Thank you very much. As I said earlier at the beginning of the week, the key trigger to this whole crisis was the fear of price increase by NNPC, and we had since debunked that fear, that there is nothing about price increase. We have no plan to increase any price, and there is no increase whatsoever from our end. and therefore that was the trigger for people who wanted to profiteer, and they started hoarding and diverting the product. What we have done to respond to mitigate the situation for Nigerians, one, we have invoked 24-hour operations at our depots. We have also invoked 24-hour sales at our retail outlets. Similarly, the movement members have also invoked 24-hour sales to try to mitigate the situation. We have also doubled our trucking capacity out of our depots to almost over 1,300 trucks a day. In addition to that, we have collaborated with our sister agencies like DPR, PPRA to monitor and carry out surveillance of people hoarding. And there is a directive to that effect by the DPR director that any station or any depot that hoards product, it should be sold to Nigerians freely without paying for it. And so a combination of these factors has led to what you have seen over the number of stations we have seen.
And staying with the petroleum sector, a 300 million litre tank farm owned by Petrolex Oil and Gas Limited has been inaugurated in Ogun State. The facility, which is located in Ibefu, is equipped to store and distribute petroleum products in the industry across West Africa. With the project, which was commissioned by Vice President Professor Emil Shibajo, Petrolex is set to decongest approximately 60% tanker traffic in Apapa in Lagos and Ibefu in Ogun State.
Petrolex Mega Oil City is a reality after some years of strategizing, planning and construction. Set to change the face of Ibefu in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, Petrolex opens up for business with facilities which include a 300 million litre tank farm with a capacity to turn over 600 million litres of petroleum products monthly, 30 loading gantries, an automated 4,000 truck capacity trailer park with accommodation for drivers.
A big problem we have when we're doing ship-to-ship transfers is evaporation and loss of cargo. We've adopted a telemetric system that cuts that down. We've also tried very hard to improve on the congestion issues everywhere else. Where they can move products and keep.
This package, which has been described as a new world of possibilities, has been embraced by government officials in the oil industry, and they say the project enjoys their support.
We've already engaged them, and we hope within the next 1 month these facilities should be put into use, especially with the situation that they are having at Papa, with the repairs on the road and everything.
Well, from the military angle, we definitely give them the license and the approval for the expansion from the 150,000 barrels that they had initially, refinery, to 250. We've worked collaboratively.
A major benefit of the location of Petrolex is the decongestion of Apapa axis in Lagos. This fits into the plans of the federal government to strengthen petroleum distribution and refining infrastructure.
We expect to see here a 250,000 barrel refinery, which again will be a significant, a very significant development for the country, because we intend to do away with PMS importation, and we're hoping that as early as possible, certainly before the end of 2019, that we'll be able to achieve that.
For all these benefits and much more, which Petrolex promises to contribute to the Nigerian economy through the petroleum industry, top government officials serving as well as former joined the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, to commission Petrolex Oil and Gas. Ini John Mekwa reporting for Channels Television News.
Well, time to thump our chairs if you like. Congratulations, I feel thrilled. Just like I'm sure every member of the Channels family and our well wishes. Ijoma, congratulations once again. I'm sure you're getting used to this.
No, funny enough, I was going to say, thank you, Ibrahim. I was going to say, you never get used to it. You know how it is. You know, the reward for raising the bar is now trying to reach that raised bar once again. So it's not something you can ever really get used to. We're happy to be found worthy of it for 12 times. You know what it's like. So congratulations to you again.
Yes. Yes, I'm thrilled once again. Now, when the news at 10 returns, Moody's Investor Service assigns GB1 excellent rating to Nigeria's green bond offer to be launched on December the 18th. That's going to be in our business package. Do join us again.